Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity, Sister Sandy. Yeah, I heard about what is happening in the world with regards to the virus. Mm, this information is out there that some French scientists are saying that the coronavirus vaccine should be tested on Africans. We find it very insulting. This is probably the most unfortunate thing ever said to us. But you can't blame them that much, because they have always been doing stuff like that. Whatever um, vaccine whatsoever they want to test on the continent, once they have the presidents agree to it, that's it. It is implemented. But now, with the awakening of the African people, it is no longer business as usual. You see the reaction of our people across. So, even though some of us find it very insulting, very provocative, I think right now, uh, I rather want to urge them to take the vaccine to Africa. Like, let them come with it, with their personnel, with the medicines, to come and vaccinate the people themselves. Then I'm sure by the time that is done, some of the things they say about us, that we are animals, we are whatever, I'm sure they will have a first hand experience with that. Then it will be justified to use the derogatory words on us. Right now they say a lot of things. It is not based on experience. It is not based on history. It is not based on anything. They just formulate whatever thing they want to talk about, and they say it on us, right? So I want to urge them to take the vaccine, so that at least the reaction of the people will be their experience. First time, they are going to experience something like that. Mm, Africa is such a big continent with lots of people. So if you have usually the presidents, the governments under your umbrella, you control what they do, their actions, and all those things. It is very easy to sit in the comfort of your zone, your home, and then just say anything. This medicine should be taken to Africa and then tested on the African people, that kind of thing. So the rest of us who are very stupid will just sit down and watch our presidents mess up. Lately you don't hear about uprising against our presidents and all these things, not because we don't want to, but because lately many African presidents don't accept stuff like this. So any African president that agrees to this virus vaccine tested on his people, I'm sure will be maybe roasted. Yes, because the reactions coming from the continent, man, and even the diaspora, it has never been like that before. It has always been keep quiet, whatever they want to do, let them do. Not anymore. It is not going to be business as usual. No way. That is just by the way, because if in the past, we all saw how uh, various diseases came up from nowhere. The Ebola outbreak in West Africa was one such an example. When you say maybe Ebola came from bats, and then these bats were only found in 3 West African countries, it doesn't add up, because if Ebola came from bats or wild animals, there are bats all over. Bats are not limited to only Guinea or Liberia or Sierra Leone. No, bats are everywhere. So why didn't it go to Nigeria, Chad, Niger, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and all those places? So we have our suspicions, yes, It is one of the reasons why people are so furious about this coronavirus vaccine thing. People are suspicious and so angry, but they are keeping it, waiting for the best opportunity to act. So, we have our suspicion. What happened with Ebola has been hiding at the back of our minds. Now coronavirus is here. Sometimes I imagine what this world would look like if coronavirus started in Africa. Look at what Chinese officials are doing to Africans. Look at what Chinese officials are doing to black people in China. Now they have turned the narrative that it is rather the Africans that bring coronavirus to China. The headquarters of coronavirus, that is the genesis of coronavirus, China. Then maybe because you are recovering Africans who have been living in China for years, now you are ejecting them from their homes. Those who are in the hotel, you give them mandatory quarantine, and then now you are taking them out of their hotels, kicking them on the streets. You are not giving them the opportunity to rent homes, to even go to the restaurants, to buy food. They don't have the opportunity to go to the supermarket to buy whatever thing they want to buy. Once you show up as a black man, you are turned away. What the world we live in. A disease that originated from China. Now it is almost everywhere in the world. Even that, look at the numbers in Africa. Africa is more or less the least affected continent with regards to this coronavirus thing. So if African businessmen who were in China before these lockdown situations and travel bans started have been quarantined and taken out of their hotels with the narrative that they are the people bringing in the coronavirus, man, this is sad. You see how the world media is against the black man. What has Africans done in this situation? What have we done? You always say we are not people, we do not even have the brain of animals. We are worse in terms of the brain compared to animals. Most of your great men, the great scientists of the Western world said stuff like this. So if we are that bad, why not leave us in our small place? Let us have our peace of mind. Why not leave us alone? Why do you keep trying to push us down when we are already down? African businessmen in China. These people do not go to China to mine your gold, which you don't have, to engage in lumbering or illegal mining or whatsoever. Meanwhile, in Africa, we have Chinese businessmen, Chinese prisoners or whatsoever, I don't know, all over the place. They engage in illegal mining, they engage in all sorts of illegal things. We do not treat them as bad as you want to make the things be now. Because you create a disease. The disease is killing people across the globe. Nobody is discriminating against you, even though we know coronavirus is coming from China. Chinese in Africa are not mistreated. Then Africans in China, look at how you have turned the whole thing. You have turned the whole thing, now turning Africans away from their hotels. Man, who does that? Thinking maybe you have given bribes to some African governments. You are going to continue to have your way, do whatever you want to do, and go scot-free. So before you do anything, make use of your brains. And look at this whole thing as it is happening like this, as bad as it is sounding, as painful as it is to African people, African governments, apart from the Nigerian diplomats. Everybody is quiet. apart from the Nigerian diplomat who went down to confront the Chinese officials. Look at all these African presidents making big noise on TV because they are puppets of the Westerners. They are waiting for instructions from the West to know what they are going to say. Everybody is quiet. What a world. But this is a good time, Africans. Let's begin to start waking up if we have been sleeping. So if things continue to go the way they are going, I'm sure we have to start standing up for our brothers who are suffering anything in China. Whatever they are suffering, be it sleeping outside, starving, whatsoever. So this is just a message to wake our brothers up, that if our governments are not going to stand up for our people, we have to start doing that now. Wherever you are, I am hearing some other stuff that in the United States, 1 out of 2 of coronavirus fatalities are black. This is clearly an agenda to kill black people in the US. If 1 out of 10 people in the US is black, and then a disease comes, but 1 out of 2 is black, it means that the black people are not getting the best of medical care that they deserve. And if that is the situation, then this is serious. This is really very serious. We have to start waking up as a people and then fight for our rights. This is a wake-up call to Africans all over the world. In the USA, go to black hospitals where the workers are all black. You are sure you are going to get the best of treatments. If you are sick and you go to a white hospital, a white person too is sick and goes to the same hospital, this is easy to understand. The white person is going to get the best of treatment, whereas the black one is going to, if not injected with worse stuff, that person is not going to get the best of, medical care. So let's wake up, brothers. Let's wake up. Big ups to Dr. Mumbi, Abraham Ben Moshe, all the African guys who are talking about this. Big ups to you. God bless you.